Mike, I assume you can hear me and we're recording.
I can hear you.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the KubeStellar community meeting. This is, let's see, August 6th, 2026. Year is just flying by. All right. So we have a couple of links that you can follow if you want to join these meetings on a regular basis. If you're watching them on YouTube, thank you very much. And you're seeing that at what we have shortcut URL kubestellar.io/TV. That's our YouTube channel. We also have this agenda that's I'm reading off of right now. It's at kubestellar.io/agenda. Now, some of you might go there and ask, or, you're not able to see something, and then you ask for permissions. I don't grant those permissions. The permissions are granted at kubestellar.io/join us. Those permissions are granted when you click join. You smash that button, and that gives you our regular meeting calendar invite, and it also gives you access to any of our documentation that would be in artifact form on like our Google Drive or anything like that. If you need documentation for the project itself, you go to KubeStellar.io, and that should bring you to our doc site. So if you have any meeting items that you want to add to the agenda, please do so below. You can also sign in. We'll get to that part in just a second. And as you add items to the meeting, we will pick them off as we get to them. We are proud members of the CNCF community, specifically the Sandbox project and Sandbox program. And as such, we abide by a contributor code of conduct. I'll read it here. As contributors and maintainers in the CNCF community, and in the interest of fostering an open and welcoming community, we pledge to respect all people who contribute through reporting issues, posting feature requests, updating documentation, submitting pull requests or patches, and other activities. We are committed to making participation in the CNCF community a harassment-free experience for everyone, regardless of level of experience, gender identity and expression, sexual orientation, disability, personal appearance, body size, ethnicity, race, age, religion, or nationality. So what that means, I like to say, is just be nice to each other. We could use more of that in this world. Okay, so again, today's meeting and its agenda are follows. If you'd like to put your name in the attendee list, please do so now. If you don't have access to this particular document, you can go to kubestellar.io/join_us and hit the join button. When you do, you'll gain access to this specific document. All right. So our CNCF Slack org is as such, and so you get an invitation to join the CNCF Slack organization by going to its community inviter. And once you do that, you'll get an invite. And then when you join, you have the Slack app, you open that, and you'll have access to the CNCF Slack organization. Once you've done so, you simply go to this nice little alphanumeric URL. And once you do that, that will be us. We are pound KubeStellar-dev. Okay. All right. So KubeCon North America is coming up. I don't know of anybody who's got any talks that have been accepted from our particular project. So I'll go ahead and brush over that. The Project Pavilion and the Lightning Talk, which we typically give, right now there are some travel restrictions in place, so I don't think we're going to be attending this year. That's a real shame because I'd like to do a little bit more promotion for Hive, but not a big deal. We'll figure out another way to do it. In terms of IFOS, the Georgia Tech summer program has ended. The two students that were with us did create a project worth noting. It's called Visual Hive. It'll be added to Hive itself proper in an upcoming release. There's no estimated date of its GA yet. They're still working on it. The Visual Hive will be responsible for being focused on visualizations, user experience, user interfaces, and how they drift either positively or negatively. And so there's it's a concentration on that, and we hope that it will have yield good results in the future. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, I just wondering if you could give a few more words or have them give a few more words about really the key technology idea there. So I know that's been a real point of difficulty so far.
Yeah. So they're using primarily is screenshot review, and they have pixel by pixel. There's other things you can do with things like Playwright. Specifically with Playwright, there's way to shut off, and I think I've mentioned this in prior meetings that we've had. There's ways to shut off specific parts of user interfaces with the use of DOM to enable or disable components or tags, and then to measure them against either prior, well, usually just uh, the the historical look of the project. So in console, that would have the effects of, let's say, maybe looking at cards specifically or one specific type of card and taking a screenshot of it, then store it somewhere for its posterity and the ability to bring it back up when a test is rerun against that to see if there's been any drift, if there's been a change to the component, the tag or otherwise. And so we're hoping that as as this project or as this version of Hive matures, that it'll get better at detecting and the signal to noise ratio will be sufficient for people who want to use it.
That sounds challenging.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a pixel by pixel comparison is very fragile. But I don't want to take the whole meeting with this, but maybe what I would like, maybe is there like a longer summary or description of that the technique that they're doing?
Yeah,
So
you go to Visual Hive, right, well, this is the demo site that they're using, but David Diaz has been working on this as Visual Hive right here. So I can actually just drop this into the meeting. So take a look at the repo when you get a chance.
thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Mike, you want to do anything on KSKS?
Sure. Yeah.
And Flex.
So
Yeah.
yeah, right. Um, so we've gotten a flood of PRs, mostly picking at small nits. Um, the and So there's two things I want to say. Or several things I want to say. First off, I guess I should point out we have been, this is kind of a mea culpa, but we've been not very good at updating and being clear about roadmap. I think the most important thing to get done is moving up to later versions of Kubernetes. The PRs are mainly about adding unit test, coverage or lines of code exercised, and about handling cases of things failing in typecasts. For the latter, they're actually things that I think don't actually happen. It's not necessarily bad to harden code against possible future changes, but that's a really low priority. And by the way, when doing that, I think it's bad. The I see a lot of at the point of the typecast, handling the failure there, but really this could be moved up, shifted left or up in the code, and they're really all due to just the nature of the Kubernetes libraries, where you get something that is as basically an any, but we actually know that it's not an any. We know that it is both a runtime.object and a meta v1.object. And if only the Kubernetes library were saying that it's those things, a lot of these typecasts would not even be typecasts. Anyway, moving the checking up would be a much better way to deal with that. Let's see. So I'm interested in maybe using Hive to categorize these PRs by priority and or subject area, so that we have a better way of dealing with them in priority order.
Mike, would that be something? Sorry, question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Would that be something that would be better for automation or Prow to do in a more deterministic way, or you look, or is there something specifically you need agent reasoning in order to classify? It's not going to be a perfect, it's not perfect.
It's not
But
right. Yeah, fair question. And I won't pretend to be able to answer it well here.
okay,
I'll just take that as a good question.
okay. Anything on KubeFlex, Mike?
Well, same thing. And just not as much of volume. But actually, the next thing to do really is in KubeFlex, the oldest thing is the vCluster type of control planes are using Kubernetes 1.27, which is just crazy outdated. So that
Mm.
needs to be updated. There's an ancient PR that it tries to do this but fails. So really, I think the most important thing is to get that work done correctly.
Okay. Fair. Okay. Any questions for Mike? All right. As we had discovered or learned last time, or were informed, one of our contributors has retired and moved on to living the life, la vida loca, without engineering. We're happy and proud to see him go. We're sad to see him go, but proud also and of all the accomplishments he's had and imparted on us. We're talking about Kevin Roche, of course. So with that, there's going to be an absence in the docs and website work uh, that we will either eventually pick up or ask somebody else to help us with, or maybe Kevin finds time in his schedule and decides he's missing it so much that he wants to come back and help. We'll have to see what happens in the future. So I don't have any updates for anybody on docs and website at this time. I can't speak to it. If anybody else has anything else they'd like to add, at this time, before I give a little more demonstration on Hive, please let me know. Braulio or June, do you have anything you want to add to the meeting at this time?
No, I don't have anything to add.
That's from it.
Okay. All right. So I wanted to go over today, just take a few minutes to enter into the Hive and take a look around a bit. This is the Hive, the main page, of course, at this point. It's giving us a very high level overview of what's happening in the Hive. So we've got 35 hives online at this time. It's grown considerably. I had a good talk internally at our company. And a lot of people liked what they saw and decided to join and kick the tires, which is great. So at this time, we've got 12 external contributors that are using what we call this thing called Clanker. And Clanker is what's a contributor relay. And this is, if you're familiar with crypto, you know about proof of work. And if you're familiar with the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, you will know about sewing from home. And so basically searching and analyzing radio signals for anomalies. Well, we have something very similar now with Hive. It's what we call a contributor relay, and this allows you to run agents on your local system or remote agents running on your local system. Let's say a Claude CLI, a Copilot CLI. You could run Goose with Olama connected to a local model running on a laptop or server that you own, something of that nature. And then it will pick off the queue that we have centrally located that Hive manages, and it will pick off that queue in a ready queue and it will deliver it to your system. You'll pull it and then you'll work that until you complete it. It could be an issue that you're working to become a PR, or it could be a review of a PR for and getting it ready for merge, any of the number of those things. In order to take advantage of that, you can look at one of the 18 public hives that we have, and you can simply contribute to one of them. So any one of these that are publicly available and held, you can choose to contribute to. So I'm going to just click on contribute now to Bluefin. So Bluefin's a project that is owned by some folks that work for the CNCF or the Linux Foundation. They're working on what they call democratized uh, Linux operating system, which means it's fully open source. There's no private need for licensing or anything like that. It's all using open source projects, all fueled by them. So you can choose any one of the tools that you may have in mind. We just added WatsonX.ai yesterday. Once you choose that, you then have the option of what operating system you want to run it on. And of course, that's what you just chose. And you can run it in containerized, non-containerized, and Kubernetes. And you can use Docker or Podman. You can even select a model by default, although I don't think that's necessary. And then you simply copy this in and get going. So or you can, if you are even more lazy, you could say, give it to Copilot and tell me how to run the thing that I just told you to run. This is totally not necessary. I think this can be removed, but it's for those that want to test with it, try it. You fall into a trust tier, and the trust tiers are as such. As a newcomer, you can comment on issues. As a contributor, you can create PRs and push code. As a trusted level, you can do things like review, and then in advisory mode, you can simply review agent PRs. So those levels are available to you, and the way it's set up, and this is not something, this is an operational dashboard. So you can see this is the queue, the ready queue that right now is being pulled off of. So any clanker, we call them clankers because the C and the R stand in clanker is contributor relay. Clanker was just an affectionate way we had to refer to this system as remote workers. So you can see the work queue is titled. You can search it by label, by title, by whatever. You can pause and start the queue. Uh, their issues will go into what's called a cooldown period if they've been pulled and referenced by somebody else, and then that person, let's say, went offline. They'll go into something called a cooldown. So just in case they come back, they'll get that issue again and they'll work it to its completion. And then you can see all the work that has been done. And this is so people will log in, take an issue off the queue and run it to completion, hopefully build a PR out of that. None active at this time. There's a ton of controls that you can use in order to filter the information or filter the work items such that the corpus, the bigger queue, could be 180, 200 issues in your collective queues between 6 different projects or 6 different repos in its given organization. And so you can give titles, title filters, author filters, label filters. You can even go so far as constraining which models may work as clankers for you. You can skip if something's assigned to someone else. Yeah, which ones are specifically not being used in your repo list. So this particular, I think this specific, this Hive has 10 repos, 3 of which they've decided are not good for clanking. So on the right-hand side, you get like a live view of what's going on and what's been taken off the queue and what's being worked. Even things like hit a snag. So there's characterizations of what's happening by the clanker. In the management space, again, this is only by people that are owners of their specific of their Hive. They may control and manage this system as such. So there's the ability to suspend contributions is the same as that play pause button that you saw before. There's you can all your settings that you saw on the left-hand side of here are controllable, even up to the cooldown and how many hours should be used in order to wait for that cooldown to expire before you reassign it to somebody else. All your filters are located here, who to allow, what your limitations are, how many per hour, how many per day they can work on. So you can control the influx and make sure that it doesn't overwhelm you. There's also something else that I didn't show, but there are a couple of things like, kind of like how you would shuffle a playlist on your Apple Music, let's say, move something to the top, move it to the bottom, put this specific one on hold, give it a reason why you held it, move it around the queue, make it first, make it second, make it third, all that good stuff. I haven't played with hold yet. There's hold. Okay. Now there's resume. Good. Okay, good. So there's all these controls that you have. You can control how people are contributing to you. And then finally on the leaderboard, this would be for someone whoever's logged in and wants to look at what they've been doing. they can go ahead and take a look at what their statistics are, how they rank with other people, rank against other people that are in that queue doing work. I haven't done any contribution in a while, so there's zero there. Well, it hasn't been anything recent. Then you can even share what you've done on LinkedIn, and we're considering putting in badges from things like Credly here at some point, so you can brag about what you've done. So this is what the Clankers uh, dashboard looks like. This is how you control management, operate it. And so that'll be that's the demo for today. That's all I wanted to give you. Any comments or questions for me, concerns?
Just remind me again, how do we get here?
Oh, yeah, sure. So when you're in hive.kubestellar.io, you can contribute to any one of the public hives. So clicking on any one of these public hives will bring you to their specific contributor page. And then yeah,
Okay, thank
you'll
you.
see their information. That's one. The other way to do it, Mike, is if you're inside your specific hive that you've got access to, you can go to contributors and you can go to the contributor link. That's it right there.
All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right, folks, that's all I have. Also, all we have for you today. If anybody has any comments or questions, please let us know now. If not, we'll move on. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Great rest of your week. See you again in 2 weeks.
Thanks.